Yeah, huge win.
Yeah, I mean, that to me was really the championship game. I mean, that Belgium side was I think the strongest. Them and Italy were the two best sides anywhere, and so to me that was the championship game. I mean, it's just all going to be a cakewalk from this point on as far as quality goes. Just got to keep the motivation up, right? Can't let the motivation slip. But aside from that, it should be easy picking because they'll just walk right through Spain and then what let's say they meet who could they meet? England in the final.
Yeah, because England's on the other side of the bracket.
Who else is who could England lose to? The
Uh,
Danes.
Honestly, I honestly can't see England losing. Until they get to the finals. I really can't. I have no idea how anybody could even think that they're going to lose. Let me see if I can get a bracket up here for us. I mean, really, the only way that they're going to lose is if they just shit the bed. You know what I'm saying? There's really no way that they should have any problems getting into the finals.
Yeah.
Where are the brackets? Why can't they just show a bracket? You would think ESPN would have a bracket. You know? Okay, so here we go. Here we go. We got one here. Let me see if I can throw this up for us real quick. Microsoft Edge tab. Here we go. Okay, so here's our bracket, right? This is what we have right now. We got Italy and Spain on the left side. On the right side, what we're going to have is the winner of Ukraine and England versus the winner of Czech Republic and Denmark. Okay. So, here it is. Believe it or not, that's England. I don't know why the hell they did that. What was wrong with just having the 3 lines? Is that really that hard? I mean, anyhow. People recognize these things by their crests, right?
Yes.
Well, so why not just use the crest? I don't get it, but it's England's not going to have a problem getting through. I honestly can't see how they won't make it through. Their worst thing they're going to get the Czechs, who are pretty good, and Denmark, who's okay, but they'll kick the shit out of Ukraine tomorrow.
Well, Ukraine's they're the Cinderellas, so
yeah, but they're the Cinderellas of a soft half of the bracket, though. Right, and let's face it. Look at. Let's say you have 2 groups, okay? And in one group you have Spain, Belgium, and Italy, and in another group you have Switzerland, Ukraine, and the Czechs. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So you got 2 teams left. You got Denmark and England. Which one of those 2 groups do you think England belongs in? The Spain, Belgium, Italy group, or the Ukraine, Czech, Switzerland group? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna put England up there with Belgium, Italy, Spain. You know, you're just going to. They've shown that that's what they have all that time. Uh, I honest to God, Master Grant, I can't see them losing. I can't see them losing going into the finals. I unfortunately can see Italy beating or losing to Spain.
You think? How could Spain beat them?
Spain does. Spain plays the same game that Italy does. They 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 put a lot of high pressure on you. Don't forget, the only time Belgium was a threat was basically on a counter, right? On what's his name, Doku on the left side, who was just insanely fast. That was it. After that, they had a couple of chances. One went over Lukaku's head. One Lukaku hit it, kicked the ball right into whoever was covering for Italy for their center back. Kicked the ball right in his ass, literally right in his eyes, on the corner in the corner of the goal. You know, a couple of scares here and there, but I mean, you're playing the number one side in the world according to FIFA. You're going to get a couple of scares, but Belgium really didn't do a whole lot after that, other than a counter. Spain plays like Italy does. It's constant pressure. They're forcing you to make mistakes. They're going to capitalize on lazy passes. They're gonna have a tough time. They better be on their toes. It was fun to watch, though. So, to put it on in a nutshell, tomorrow, okay, Czech Republic and Denmark's at noon. This is Eastern time. And Ukraine and England's at 3. And then Tuesday, Italy and Spain, and Wednesday, the two winners of tomorrow's game. With Sunday, July 11th, having being the winner at 3:00, or being the final at 3:00. So this is going pretty quick. This is going to be over pretty quick. Yeah. Are you by any chance watching Copa America?
No. No, what's going on there? What's the update?
Oh, Copa is just insane. Of course, I mean it's South America, so it's crazy. So here's what we got in the bracket. Peru and Paraguay play, and the winner of that game plays the winner of Brazil and Chile. I'm pretty sure Chile plays today. Brazil and Chile play today. Okay. In fact, both of those games might be today. No, Brazil and Chile play today. Okay. Tomorrow, Uruguay and Colombia play, and they will play the winner of Argentina, Ecuador. So that's going to be a good game too. Both of those are going to be good, because as I tried to explain to somebody who is just getting into soccer, well, what's the difference between Euros and Copa America? And I said, well, the Euros is soccer, and Copa America is basically legalized assault. Because it's some brutal shit. But anyhow, I enjoy this time of year. Well, every 2 years, just immensely enjoy it. As things have played out today, well, over this last week, so Trump organization got indicted.
Oh, wait! Before we go to Trump, what do you think of the women's game last night?
Oh, dude, come on, they're insane. 4-0, right? Yeah, that game ended up 4-0. We weren't even starting our best 11. Um, nothing. There's nothing I enjoy more than watching our women's side.
That's because you just like an easy win.
Yeah, I don't have to panic. Yeah, I love the easy wins. Speaking of our women's side, and just pardon me for looking at my phone for a second. I apologize, but uh, I'm trying to find something. There is a show or movie on HBO Max called LFG. Three letters, LFG. Okay. Uh, that is it's the story of our women's national team and their fight with U.S. soccer over equal pay.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts out, I want to say a month, maybe 2 months before the World Cup. Okay, and it finishes up a month or so ago. So it's pretty recent. LFG it means let's fucking go, and that's what that's kind of like their motto, right? Kind of like the our women's side, like their internal little thing. They just tell each other LFG, LFG, LFG. If you get a chance to watch it because it's phenomenal. It's a little drawn out, but the story is unbelievable. So if you get the chance, do it. It's really good. It's really really good.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the game? How much did you watch?
I watched all of it.
Okay.
Believe it or not, that's really. I mean, I'll stay up and watch them, but I mean, even before United or Barca or anybody else.
Hmm.
They're just damn good. Did you watch any of it?
Yeah, I watched first half.
What would you think?
Oh, I mean, Mexico's gotten better. It wasn't a complete cakewalk, but well, the women's side is good. It's.
You know what amazes me, Master Grant, is you could actually watch them breaking a team down.
Yeah, it's kind of what they did.
You can actually watch them do it. Just pay attention for the first 15 or 20 minutes of a match, and you can actually see them breaking a side down.
Yeah.
Being the manager of that side is going to be the easiest thing in the world, right? Because you're just kind of like, yeah, just go ahead. Second half, you didn't miss a whole lot, a couple of goals, but it was just Mexico was just overmatched. That's all. It wasn't a matter of if there was going to be a win, but by how big a margin, really. They're insane. They're insanely good. So you want to talk about Trump now?
Sure.
Indictments went down Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. 15 counts, which is quite a bit. Right. 15 counts are of the Trump organization and Alan Weisselberg charged with 15 counts in an alleged tax fraud scheme. That's the headline from CBS News. Let me read it to you here real quick, just a couple of sentences. Lawyers for the Trump organization and one of its top executives pleaded not guilty to a slew of charges in a lower Manhattan courtroom on Thursday as prosecutors alleged 16-year scheme of brazen fraud and tax evasion by former President Donald Trump's namesake company. A grand jury returned a 15-count indictment against the Trump organization and Alan Weisselberg specifically, who's its chief financial officer, its CFO. I was late Wednesday evening, so Thursday morning. Prosecutors from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office detailed the alleged crimes at Thursday's initial court appearance and in a 25-page indictment filed in state court. So they were serious. What this basically comes down to, Master Grant, do you remember back, I want to say, let's say September-ish, There was a lot of talk about the a consulting fee that Ivanka was charging the Trump organization. Do you remember that story when it broke?
No, but this is hilarious. Go ahead.
Her consulting fee and the discrepancy in what Weiselberg and the Trump organization, the discrepancy in their filings and what her consulting fee is, literally, I'm not making this up, literally exactly the same amount. To the penny, exactly the same amount. You know what we say about coincidences, right? They take a lot of planning.
Yeah.
So after I hear your thoughts about this, I do have a question for you, and I'm gonna hold back because I want to hear your thoughts on this first.
Well, first of all, your consulting fee. You're the first lady. You're charging somebody. You're charging the U.S. taxpayers.
Ivanka's the daughter.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're okay, but she still holds a position somewhere, right? With the taxpayers are paying for something, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
And then a consulting fee for her.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And what is she generating that is worth that amount? What is the amount? You know?
I don't know what it is.
I'd be very interested to see what she's charging per hour.
If you and I were charging anybody this, we would be sitting pretty good right now. Okay, we'd definitely be in different tax brackets.
So, what does she charge?
I can't. Honest to God, I can't find it anywhere. I want to say it's like 215,000.
For how many hours? 10 hours.
Well, that was just 2012.
2012?
Yeah. Yeah, that was just 2012.
I'm sorry. What is it that Ivanka Trump can do for this country? What can she do? She's not a lawyer. She's not a programmer. Not an electrician.
She's married to Jared.
Unbelievable. So go on. I'm just flabbergasted. So go on with tell us what the story is. I can't imagine. This is so ridiculous. God, I swear to God, these Republicans are the biggest bunch of turds. Ivanka Trump, $215,000.
Mm-hmm.
God Almighty. Sorry. I'm sorry.
You wish you could do that?
There's nothing that she can do that's worth that much.
Nah, whatever it is, you can put this in any context you want. Whatever it is, she's not that good.
No.
No, without a doubt, she's not. I'm trying to find. I'm even going over to CNN, and I can't find what the total compensation was. But it's stupid. It's Master Grant. Honest to God, it's stupid. So anyhow, here's my question. Remember I said I had a question for you.
Okay.
Who flips on who first?
Oh, she flips on him. Oh, no question.
Ivanka flips?
Yeah, no question.
On her
I
father?
Well, see,
She's
nothing
from
sticks.
Minesburg, of
First
course
of all,
she is. Yeah,
remember,
'cause you know what?
he is so
It's gonna be a
enamored.
contest.
He's so enamored with her, right? That he's not going to do it. And there's no question she's going to cover her, and he's probably going to let her because they got aspirations for her.
You know who's going to be the weasel in this whole thing?
Jared.
Jared. Yep. Yeah, you know it too, don't you? You see it. You see it.
You can see it. Yes.
As soon as there's a fire lit under his ass, that's it. That's it. He's going to squeal so much that they're going to put an apple in his mouth. You know? He is. There's no character there at all. None at all. Tax law experts are seeing a strong case against Weiselberg, as according to the AP. What does Weiselberg do? Right? What's he do? Is he going to just sit there and take it? Because he could have pled, and he didn't. So why not?
I don't know. To me, it seems like Trump's just going to go witch hunt.
Well, yeah, of course he's going to.
And then it's all going to get thrown out. I don't see anything ever sticking on him.
The Teflon Don, huh?
Yeah, or his kids.
I think that. Oh, how old is Weiselberg? He's pretty old, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah. He may not care. You know, he may not. I think he's got problems. I think he's got more problems than he cares to admit.
Mm.
And I think whenever he finally has some alone time with his wife, his attitude's going to change. Because she's going to tell him, don't you dare go to jail. So we'll see how that plays out.
Okay. So, yeah, I got to apologize. Everybody and their frickin' mother at 5 o'clock decides that, oh, hey, we need grant support.
Of course.
I think they were all watching the game, is what I think.
Of course they were. Of course.
And they all got back to their desks. It's like,
I'm gonna tell you a story. This literally just happened. Okay, this literally just happened, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up. My father-in-law is looking for a little bit of legal advice. Okay.
Okay.
And so he's gonna talk to Frank.
Okay.
Guess what Frank's response was?
Wait till after the game.
After the game.
I'm surprised he even answered.
I'm texting him. I'm like, dude, my father needs to talk to you. He goes, really? Can it wait? I said, till when? He goes, come on. I went after the game. He went, yeah, that'll be fine.
Wow.
So it's not just over there, dude. It's here too. I got two things, and these two things are kind of bothering me a little bit. Well, actually, they're bothering me a lot. Okay. CNN today updated at 5:01, so half an hour ago. The headline is White House goes into damage control mode after reports of dysfunction in Kamala Harris's office. Okay. The first paragraph is the White House dove into damage control this week after reports of dysfunction and infighting in Vice President Kamala Harris's office, with the admin trying to stop a drama-filled narrative from taking hold. With two people close to Harris's team say some individuals inside the VP's office are frustrated with what they see as a dysfunctional operation that has been at times waylaid by internal conflict. Okay. Now, Master Grant, I got to be honest with you. Those are some big fucking words. Okay. Now, that on its own doesn't really draw my attention, or at least it shouldn't. You got dysfunction. You got people going after each other in the vice president's office. Holy shit, that's never happened before, right? Okay. No. Some of the tweets from earlier today was how pissed off people in cinemas, Kristen Cinema's office are at each other because they're so dysfunctional and they're not getting along, and there's all this conflict. So what does the senator and the VP have in common?
Bad HR.
Both female?
Huh?
Both female?
Well, we heard this type of stuff, though, before with Trump, remember? So all he did was talk about the Trump organization's dysfunction and infighting and people hating each other. And
do you think whenever Biden was VP that there was fighting and conflicts in his office?
No.
You don't think?
That guy was just skating along. I mean, I don't think he really cared. So
what about Cheney's office?
Dick Cheney?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about Bush's office whenever Reagan was president?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Who was what's his name? Who was VP under Clinton? Gore. You think there was in Gore's office?
No.
No? So out of the last 5, 2 or 3, right? So it's not necessarily an odd thing. Why is it news?
Well, I think it's because, first of all, you know, the press, they have to have news, right? So they're gonna. It's just like the same thing with when Trump was president. It's like they need news. You know, Trump's like a bull in a china closet, so it was easy. And I think Kamala Harris probably has probably not a delicate personality, and so maybe that's it. Huh?
No way in hell she has a delicate personality.
Yeah. So you get strong-willed people, and stuff happens.
She was the prosecutor in Los Angeles County.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she has a delicate personality?
I don't know when you put it like that. No.
No. Even her husband's like, yeah, no, she doesn't. No, there's no way. I mean, mine just works at a prison, and hers isn't delicate at all. She's not in Los Angeles, and she's not the DA. Come on. It's crazy. It just.
So what do you think of it? I mean, do you think it's?
I think it's a nothing burger. Look, I think you're talking about the vice president, the first female vice president of the United States, and I think that you're seeing, you're not seeing how her and literally every other vice president before her is being looked at and scrutinized, and she's not being treated the same way they were. They're expecting a difference from her, and I don't understand why. A VP is a VP. It doesn't matter if they're male or female. And I think in the case of cinema, I think you have people who are just looking for shit, right? Because let's face it, her and Joe Manchin are the two biggest asshole Democratic senators we have, right?
So I think I'm going to push back a little bit on the statement that she's a woman and so they're scrutinizing her harder. No, I don't buy that.
You don't
I
think so?
don't. I think she's a strong-willed person
Mhm.
who is probably not easy to get along with, and I think that I think she maybe blows her top once in a while, and I think the press loves it, right? So now they got people sitting out there waiting to she's like she's got like a target now, bullseye. It's just the same thing with Trump. They all knew going in that that guy, he went look at a television series where he goes, "You're fired," right? So they all knew that he was not an easy person to work with or deal with, and so they had a field day with the garbage. Um, so because we know, I mean, it's like every other week, so and so's quitting, or so and so's throwing a temper tantrum, or so and so's going to write a book, or so and so, it's constant. So I think it's just. You still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's just uh, politics and newspaper stuff, news wires, just same old, same old. And they just
Same.
found a place to pick on her. My
Okay.
opinion.
Well, that's why we're here. Uh, Speaking of your opinion, I have another question for you. I want you to give me your opinion on something else.
Okay.
The jobs report was released today.
Okay.
We added 850,000 jobs in June. Okay. Uh, the estimate was 706,000. Uh, we added 850,000. The other side to that number is the unemployment rate rose to 5.9 versus the 5.6 estimate. So not really. That's a percent, by the way. Uh, Not exactly huge, right? I mean, if we're talking about 0.3%, that's not exactly. I would have to assume that that's pretty close to the margin of error to begin with. But still, 850 grand, and all I'm hearing about is how people don't want to work. I'm curious to hear what you think about that.
Well, yeah, I think there's a huge um, job explosion. There's a lot of work out there, a lot of pent up demand. So, uh, but uh, yeah, we do have this issue about people wanting to fill jobs, right? So
Mm-hmm.
um, it's to me, it's I think it's actually well, it's good to have this much demand and work, but we have to find the workers to fill it, or we're going to have issues. So
But we added 850 grand, so our employment rate went up 850,000.
great because 215 has to go to Ivanka Trump.
So we netted like 600 grand.
So, I don't know. What do you think? What was your opinion on this?
Uh, I I I think I think we have two different things that are colliding. Okay, I think on one hand we have a workforce who is looking at how they are going to work, how they are physically going to work, far differently than the owners of these companies look at how these people are going to work. Okay, I think that's number one. And whenever I say that, though, I'm talking about people in our position, professionals. Okay, professional, whatever they are, uh, because you're seeing now people who have our credentials, or at least maybe not to whatever degree, but the same type, who are looking at the world and they're saying, well, wait a minute. I just went through a year or 14 months of having to deal with this and deal with this and deal with this. And I figured out that, hey, you know what? I can survive, or I can go on, or I can continue my life in a way that does not fit this traditional way of working anymore. And then I see people who are doing, I don't want to say the unskilled labor, but the minimum wage labor, okay? Who are looking at, I just spent a year or 14 months rearranging my life, getting rid of this, that, and the other thing. And I realized that I don't have to go and put up with those assholes that are coming into my lobby at Dunkin' Donuts for $7.50 an hour. I don't need that anymore. And I think what happens is we kind of conflate that all into one thing. Okay, instead of looking at the individual, there are different levels of whatever. Okay, I mean, you know what I'm doing, right? I mean, you and I have talked about it. Pre-pandemic, I never even would have thought of doing anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I have that luxury in a lot of ways because my wife can retire. And we can, our lifestyle has changed, or can change. I shouldn't say has changed, can change. But I think you're looking at the people who are doing these jobs, these stupid ass jobs, who couldn't go back to that job because their kids were home. They couldn't go to school. So they got rid of this, they got rid of that, they changed the way they do this, that, or the other thing. And they found out that, hey, look, if I do this job, or if I cut out this stuff with what I have in my savings, with what I have coming in a second or third, side gig someplace, that I really don't need that one anymore. I can do just fine because that one was basically paying for childcare. And now I don't have to pay that now. I figured out a way that I don't have to pay that. I can work what I'm doing, or just continue on my life, whichever way, and not have to pay somebody to watch my child anymore. Think about the dynamic, the demographics who are in these jobs. They are either college students or people who are boomers, the bottom end of the boomer generation, or the top end of the millennial generation, who are basically looking at not their kids anymore, but their grandkids. They just don't need it anymore. And yet you have ownership, you have people who are in positions that are still trying to come back to this old way of running a business, pre-pandemic way of running a business. And you have millennials and Gen Zers who are looking at a new way of doing things. And these are these startups and whatnot. And they're attracting people who don't want to go back to the old way of doing it anymore, either because they don't like it or they don't need it. And I think these guys are bitching a whole lot because they expect everybody to conform to them now, instead of them conforming to a workforce or an environment that no longer follows their model.
Well, those are really good points, and hard to disagree. Yeah, I think you're spot on. Yeah, it's changed a lot, the pandemic.
Things changed. Think about the last pandemic. And I always say, and I always try to put in perspective when I tell people, think about the last pandemic we had, the Spanish flu, right? The late 19-teens, which led to the Roaring 20s. We got out of that pandemic, boom, we're in the Roaring 20s now. The Roaring 20s then led to Prohibition and then the rise of the mob and all that other shit. But look at how all of our lives changed, all of American lives changed, how the world changed. going out of that pandemic and into look at the the roaring 20s were a result of that. Look at how society changed from the late 1900s to the mid to late 1920s. Look at the drastic change that you had in those 7-8 years. So we already know it's coming. All you have to do is look. Right? So we already know how we handle pandemics and getting out of pandemics. And newsflash, we don't do it well. Okay? We don't do it well at all. But we've already done that. And we didn't have the angst, the anger that you get from Fox News and Facebook and everything else, because what did you have in the 1900s? You had a newspaper. Right? You didn't have that instant dynamic change. I think that you're going to see changes out of this pandemic that are even more dramatic or more drastic than you had in the 1920s. Both better and worse. Both sides. Because we see a lot of stupid shit now. We're just getting out of it. Give us 6 months. We're going to be even more stupid. By Christmas, we're going to be fucking morons again.
No doubt. No doubt.
It's terrible. Well, it's not
terrible. And, that Trump's back on the campaign trail. And
you want to know how bad it's going to be for him? You want to know if he's really in trouble? If he starts talking a little bit more seriously about running again, so he has the protection of being in office, then things are bad. Things are real bad for him.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah. That's how you know.
He's running because he needs to be. He needs to be in office to keep from going to jail. But I think you're right. I think you hit it on the head. People, I need to be president again. You don't understand. Just elect me. I'll do whatever you want.
You need me to be president again. No. You need to be president again. You killed 500,000 of us. No, we don't need you to again. But he's not going to go to jail. And if running again is how he gets out of it, dude, he'll run for dog catcher.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's going to be hard to put him in jail no matter what.
Yeah.
Former president of the United States. Someone's going to pardon him.
Who?
Biden.
Biden won't pardon him. Biden could now. He's not.
He'll pardon him. He'll wait. He's going to wait out. And then at the last minute, Biden will come in and say, pardon. No, I know you will. I know it. I know it.
Wow. Well, apparently he was real serious about that.
Looks like we're cut off there.
Sorry. I didn't do it.
I was just going to say, what happened? Did Italy score?
Dude, you don't know how bad it is whenever I watch Italy play. You don't know. I gotta have a glass of wine with me, and all I do is pace. And I text friends like, "We're shit. We're gonna lose this game. We're shit." It's the second minute. Right? How terrible! I can just see him rolling his eyes, going, "Oh my god, dude, relax." It is. It's terrible. But anyhow, I thought you'd get a kick out of my background.
I did. I do.
Yeah.
I do. I would have changed mine too. I had a little more time.
Why the Union Jack's still in it?
I got the Union Jack. That's right.
Yeah, they're still in it. God save the Queen.
Sorry. Yeah. So, all right, sir. I'm sorry. I'm so out of it. Just like I said, I think everybody was watching the game. Um,
You're
oh,
just getting hammered right now,
I'm
right?
getting hammered. It's like,
Of course, yeah. It's
people,
your yeah.
why could you do this at noon? I mean, jeez.
Noon. It's 5 o'clock there, man.
All right. Well, thank
Uh,
you.
is this where we're killing it tonight?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This is where we're going to kill it tonight. Very good. Everybody, thank you for watching. I know we're kind of getting a little bit short, but we, in our defense, we started a little bit early. Okay. Master Grant's on a hard break. He definitely has to go, and you guys don't want to see me all by myself for the next half hour. So we will be back next Thursday. Okay, same bad time, same bad channel. I may or may not have the Italy background. It depends on what happens. I'm very fickle. Okay, Master Grant will always have the Union Jack back there because he's a far better man than I am. Okay. So everybody have a great weekend here in the U.S. Have a happy and safe 4th of July for our Independence Day, and we will be back Thursday. Okay. Until then, though, however, goodbye, good luck, and God bless. We'll see everybody next week. Bye bye.